Hello class, this is a little mini unit on units of water. We do some unit conversions in this class. It's not a main emphasis, but it will be important that you're able to convert between a few units that are commonly used in the world of water. So I'm going to start fairly simple here with an example of, let's say you get some data off a map or a website that gives you the rainfall rate of an area. And sometimes that'll be in inches per year, and sometimes it'll be in feet per year. And let's say that you have it in inches per year and you want it in feet per year. Now, a lot of you would just simply do that in your head because you know that a foot is 12 inches. I'm going to go through that in a little more rigorous way, because if you do these convergence in your head, a lot of times you can make some boneheaded mistakes. And so I'm going to kind of go through it in a little bit of rigor here to show you how I do it. And how it's called dimensional analysis, and maybe it'll be helpful to you. So the first step here is to get the conversion factor that you need, and from feet to inches, and that's 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So you need an equivalence. You need to know how to get from the unit that you have to the unit that you want. The second step is to lay out an equation. I know a lot of folks are math phobes like me, but there are, these hopefully won't be too intimidating. So the equation is here. You're given that you have 24 inches of rain per year. There's your 24 inches per year. And here's where you do the you set the conversion into the equation here. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. In math, because these are the same, you're just multiplying by 1, so that's kosher. But the key point here is that make sure that your unit that you want is on top here, and the unit that you're getting rid of then is on the bottom. And so what happens is the inches cancel out, and you're left with feet on the top and year on the bottom. And then you just multiply across. 24 times 1 is 24 feet, 1 times 12 is 12 years, and your answer is 24 feet per 12 years, which is a little odd. So you would want to just get your phone out and say 24 divided by 12 is 2. So there you go. 24 inches of rain per year is 2 feet per year. Like I say, a lot of you would do that in your head. This is kind of a way to do it rigorously so that you don't make mistakes when the unit gets a little trickier. And one of the big units in the world of water is called the acre foot. So let's say you have an acre of land. Those of you who went and did the football field exercise know that football field is about 1.6 acres. And let's say that you went out there with a water faucet or gallons of water and poured water onto the field until you were sloshing around in a foot deep of water, about up past your ankle somewhere. That's called an acre foot of water. It's pretty simple, but it's a little hard for a lot of us to get our head around sometimes. So 1 foot of water covering 1 acre of land is 1 acre foot of water. It's a volume of water. It equals about 325,000 gallons. Actually, for some of the class, I just say, let's assume this is 326,000 gallons to keep the arithmetic a little easier. No need to get bogged down in that. For reference, each household uses about 0.6 acre feet of water a year. The other thing that to keep in mind here is that rain, precipitation, is also measured in units of length. So when it rains, literally there are rain gauges out there, and the amount of water that falls is measured by how much water it will fill up a cylinder like this. So when you say it rains an inch, that means that it would be an inch thick on the ground. A little nuance here is if you go to a nursery store and get a rain gauge, they won't be shaped as a cylinder. They'll be shaped more as a V, because when it rains 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch, it's really hard to read on a cylinder like this. So they V it down so that the 1/8 of an inch shows up as more water. Okay, so here's an example problem that would be typical for this class. So let's say you were really fanatical and you wanted to know how much water they put on that football field every year. And one way this is done is you go out and you put little cups on the field. And so when the sprinklers are on, the sprinkle water falls on the grass, but it also falls in your little cups. And you measure the thickness of water in that cup. So typically you go out there, put cups down, they do a sprinkling event, you might find a couple of inches of water in there. If you do that all year, every night, because like I say, you're a conservation fanatic, that's part of the problem here, then you add all those up, you keep your books, and you find out that over the course of the year they added 3 feet of water onto the field. And that's a pretty reasonable estimate. Now we're going to spend some time looking up in databases and mapping kind of what they should be adding theoretically and how to calculate that and how to improve that and all that. But roughly, it might take 3 feet of water to keep that grass happy in a hot summer. So how much water is that? So you know, you have 3 feet of water. Somebody says, what's that? How much water is that? So you could convert that pretty easily to acre feet, and you could also convert it to gallons. So you know that 1 acre foot is 325,851 gallons. And you also know the field is 1.6 acres. So here you go, 1.6 acres of land, that's the football field. You measured, they put 3 feet of water on it. That's 4.8 acre feet of water. Acres times feet is acre feet. It's that simple. It gets a little trickier to convert it to gallons, but a lot of times people like that unit. So now we have 4.8 acre feet. And we know there's 325,851 gallons per acre feet. Notice how, again, the unit that you don't want, the acre feet, cancels out, and you're left with 1.5 million gallons. That's also known as a lot of water. So I hope this is a helpful introduction, and please email me with any questions and we can go through it again.